Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast. I am your host, Fernando Leon. And today we have a special guest joining us. He is the CEO from Vembu. But before we get started, let's quickly go over the agenda. And first, we'll start off with an introduction of Vembu and Naga, Chandrasekaran. And I know I butchered that name, but we'll get it right one of these days. We're going to talk about his suite, the BDRSuite. The 2 decades of trust they have built, seamless integration, BDRSuite pain points, the future of the MSP, flexible backup solution, and then we're going to give Naga's company's URL at the end here. So, all right, so let's start this off. Let me give you guys a quick introduction on Naga. He's a cybersecurity expert with over 15 years of experience, and he is currently the VP of Product Success at Vembu Technologies and leading the team in brand growth and product marketing for BDRSuite backup and disaster recovery. He's also, and just a little bit on Vembu Technologies, their flagship solution is BDRSuite. It's an all-in-one backup management platform specifically designed for MSPs. And with BDRSuite, MSPs can deliver profitable remote backup or managed backup services, including file and disk image backup, Microsoft 365 backup, VM backup, and much more. So, and Naga, I introduced you as the CEO, and I can see here that you're the VP of Product Success. Or which one? I'm assuming you're not the CEO.
Yes, that's correct, Fernando.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I apologize for that little mix-up. My bad. But let's get into this because let me just give you a quick overview on the MSP Corner. We have about 2,000 members who follow me on Facebook, and a lot of these CEOs have struggles with marketing, selling value, finding the right resources, implementing the right tech stack. And when I was reading about you, I thought, man, we need to get Vembu
part of our ecosystem of a tech stack, and I thought you guys would be a great fit. So let's give these guys an idea of what you have to offer, because let's answer the question as to what is BDR Suite. How does BDR Suite stand out in a crowded field of MSP backup solutions with competitors like Acronis, Datto, and Veeam? Because you guys have to do something different, and we would love to hear what that is. So go ahead. What are you guys doing to stand out in that, with all those, those are big brands.
Sure,
Those are big brands out there, Naga. So tell us, well, what is BDR Suite?
sure. So thanks, Fernando, for having me in this podcast. And hello, everyone. So yeah, as Fernando mentioned, I'm not the CEO. I am VP of Product Success. So taking care of the brand growth and the marketing of the BDR Suite backup and disaster recovery software. See, before I introduce you the BDR Suite, the company Vembu Technologies, founded in year 2002, and for past couple of decades, we've been in this backup and disaster recovery industry. So we have multiple product portfolios. There are a product that is dedicated to the MSPs, those who offer remote backup services to their clients. So we offer uh, complete brandable, white labeled backup solution to them. And we do have backup solution. That is what I'm talking right now, BDR Suite, that is designed, developed for the service providers, managed service providers, those who offer backup as a service, as well as the managed backup services to their clients. So it's kind of the MSPs, those who are offering solutions like backup solutions to very small businesses, or the personal users, or the mid-range businesses, or even any cloud solution provider vendors, those who offer backup as a service or infrastructure as a service. So we have a solution for every one of them. Say, as I said, we've been in this business for past couple of decades. So we cover almost everything. So with BDR Suite, we support backup of almost every workloads. So workloads I'm saying here is from virtual machines to physical servers, or the cloud virtual machines, or the SaaS applications, or any standalone application. So so we provide backup and disaster recovery solution for VMs like VMware, Microsoft Hyper-V, and the KVM, Proxmox, as well as we do have a backup solution for OVIRT. So we've been seeing the market opportunities, and wherever the MSPs are actually, so recently, you heard about the Broadcom acquisition of VMware. After that, we have seen many small businesses moving towards Proxmox from VMware. So we heard request from many of our MSPs, so that we started developing, and we were one of the few vendors who offered agentless backup solution for Proxmox, as well as with cluster support. So that's how we cover almost every workloads that requires backup. See, in terms of physical service, we provide both a file level backup as well as the disk image level backup for Windows endpoints and server operating systems. As well as we do provide backup for Amazon EC2 instances, Azure virtual machine. It's again all agentless backup. And also we do provide backup for Microsoft 365 users from user mails and OneDrive, as well as SharePoint sites, as well as Teams, and also for backup for Google Workspace. So it's like, see, it's like any IT infrastructure can have their data distributed across these infrastructures. Okay, so we provide backup solutions. So this is our one of the major differentiators compared to all other vendors. So we cover top to bottom of MSP's requirement in terms of backup. And all these backups can be managed through a centralized management console. And again, it can be either hosted by the MSPs by themselves on their own data center, or they can actually use our own cloud hosted centralized management console. So it's kind of a zero investment on hardware. So they can just create an account, and then from that they can manage all the backup of those infrastructure centrally. I'm saying literally it's a central management console. So I know most of the competitors I mentioned here as a solution for though they might not cover everything, they have a solution, but you have to use multiple different management consoles to manage the backups. And again, and once again, say all those backup data can be stored everywhere. It's kind of we support hybrid backup. So it can, a copy of the backup data stored on-premise or any of the public clouds like S3, Amazon S3 or Azure Blob or Google Cloud, Wasabi, Minayo, anywhere, any S3 compatible storage, or they can also store backup data on our cloud. We do have a cloud. It's called a BDR cloud. So we provide flexibility to the MSPs to decide where to store the data. So these are all the two differentiators I mentioned, and again, it all comes with affordable pricing. So that's one of the major point that we do. So we don't believe in spending huge money in marketing. See, we are a bootstrapped company, so we are profitable since 2004, and we are bootstrapped company and still profitable company. And we don't spend all the money to the marketing. So we usually believe in spending all those money in research and development and develop the product as well as, because we have the product as good as Veeam, as good as Acronis, as good as Datto, but we provide flexibility. So that's the difference between us and other vendors. And again, there are a few other things I would like to mention here. There is no edition complexity. So we don't believe in editions like standard edition, enterprise edition. No, nothing. It's all one edition. We provide all the features to every of the MSPs or even IT businesses those who would like to purchase our software. So no additions, no complexities, uh, best affordable pricing. I would say it's at least 4 to 5 times lower than what the major vendors are charging in the market. So this is a difference.
Yeah, that is a big deal, right? Because MSPs already have very tight budgets, and their clients have tight budgets. So, and the MSPs, I'm assuming that they're able to resell your service. Is that right? To their
Yes.
clients. Okay.
Yes, right.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great to know, because a lot of these guys already have tight budgets and low margins, and they can resell if your solution is going to be a duplicate of what Acronis can deliver or Datto or Veeam, and easily integrate into their environment and sell it for less expensive to their clients and still make a decent margin, I think you're going to get a lot of interest here. So, and you guys already are working with thousands of MSPs, so you've built a lot of trust, and you've retained thousands of MSP partners over the past 2 decades. What factors contribute to this, to this type of trust? Because it takes a lot. I mean, you got to be credible. You obviously have to educate your MSPs on what you all have to offer. But what do you attribute this to, having thousands of clients? Because that's a big number.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so as I told, so
You guys are
yes,
working with thousands of MSPs. Tell me,
sure.
what did you guys do to build this much trust?
Sure. See, as I told, we provide a backup solution which is brandable, customizable to managed service providers, those who offer the remote backup service or managed backup service or backup as a service. So it's like we cover almost every requirement of MSPs, the every way, like it is a flexible. So that is a number one reason for the trust. So it's just a software. They can just use our software and they can build the service how they need. So instead of having say a lot of requirements, so with many of the backup vendors, they should have to go with pre-purchases. Their TCO is gonna be like crazy. So that's a main reason these MSPs trust us because they can start with zero investment literally with us. And we have made our product as a self-service. So there is
Okay.
no learning curve in using our product. It's very simple, straightforward. Just go to our
Okay.
website, download the software. You can install it on a Windows, Linux, or as a Docker container, or on any public cloud. So we provide that much flexibility. And then
Mm.
it can be account can be created, and they can add the data sources. They can configure backup. They can perform recovery. They can create a tenant account. They can provide access to their customers. They can let the customers access their console and manage by themselves. It's like we cover almost all the use case what MSP is looking for. And
Mm.
again, it's reliable because for past 2 decades, it's uninterrupted. We provide uninterrupted service and regular updates, regular patch releases, major releases, and almost we cover all the new platforms uh, that requested by MSPs, like a backup. Even say, recently we have added backup for KVM, backup for Proxmox, Overt, and backup for Microsoft 365, and AWS EC2 instances, Azure. So we keep on improving our product, and we keep on cover, and we keep on develop the request coming from our MSP partners.
Mm.
Next major
Mm.
thing is 24/7 free technical support. So we don't charge anything for the support, and it's complete technical support. All the queries are addressed by our agents directly. So none of our MSPs has to wait for a day or couple of days to get a response from an actual person. So
Mm-hmm.
they get response within minimal time. Say we try to maintain 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and there is a response from a guy who know what he is doing. So we have all technical people readily available 24/7, all 365 days for our
Wow.
MSP.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. These are all the reasons. The trust has been built, and that's why we've been profitable. We've been profitable for 2 decades, and again, a bootstrapped company. So we don't believe in investment kind of things. So it's like we make profit and we run our R&D, and we again serve the same to our MSP community. So that's how we grow.
All right. All right. Sounds like you can MSPs can easily and seamlessly integrate BDR suite into their existing service offerings. And I'm gonna admit that customer support is so important, and it's good to hear that you guys provide that 365, because you can go to some products and look for the 1-800 number to call them for support, and you cannot find it anywhere on their site. It's very frustrating. So but let me ask, do you provide any type of training for MSPs to use your product?
Yes, yes, we do provide trainings, webinars, certifications, and POC sessions. So that is a difference between us and other vendors. So when we get a request from an MSP to use our software to offer backup service,
Hmm.
our technicians, our sales engineers talk to the MSP and
Hmm.
understand his requirement, and they suggest a few options, like you can go with like this, and you can actually do the infrastructure like this, and based on their budget, all those stuffs. We provide customized recommendations. So
Hmm.
then if they are okay, they choose any of those recommendations, or they come up with their own recommendation, own requirement, so we
Hmm.
help them do the deployment with the hands-on assistance. So it's like it's going to be another couple of hours. Okay, so we spend time with them, and we understand each and every requirement, and we help them deploy the software right away during the remote session, and then we help them configure the software. We guide them, we teach them how to use the software, all those stuffs, everything through online. And it's kind of a complete training to their entire sales and support team. So we
Hmm.
organize that, and
Hmm.
once it's done, we let them evaluate the software. Okay, so we don't interrupt them. We let them evaluate the software for another 30 days, or if they want to go beyond 30 days, yes, we do let them evaluate until they get satisfied with the product, until they know they can make revenue using our software. So
Hmm.
we just let
Hmm.
them evaluate. And again, there is no feature restrictions. So we
Okay.
provide complete feature sets. So this is how we help MSPs to evaluate our software and get comfortable with our software. And then once they're ready to go with the software, and again, as I told, we don't push them for so we don't have any contracts. We don't have any we don't have any minimal commitment at all. So no monthly minimum commitment. They can even
Mm-hmm.
start with protecting their one of a small client having just 5 endpoints. They can actually
Mm-hmm.
start with that. They can just pay
Mm-hmm.
a monthly fee for that. So
Mm.
we don't ask them to pay a minimal fee and recurring fees. Okay, so it's like they just start with their and again, say for every MSP we provide a default MSP discount. But again, if they go on volumes, yes, they get additional discount. See, as I told, ultimately we are more affordable, and also we do again provide MSP discounts.
Mm.
So this is the main reason. And again, so we don't have any strings attached when the MSPs try to integrate with our solution into their existing portfolio. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we don't ask them to purchase specific hardwares, or we don't want them to sell our software with as an OEM hardware, or we don't want them to go with our cloud. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
provide all those options. We ask them to choose those options based on their requirement. So we never ask them to go with any specific requirements that might increase their TCO. So we don't do that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
these things are the reasons. These things help any MSP seamlessly integrate BDS Suite into their existing ecosystem.
Yeah, that's great to hear because I can't even tell you how many times I hear somebody complaining about the Kaseyas of the world,
Hmm.
the ConnectWises of the world, or even Datto. Like you make a commitment to buy a certain amount of licenses, they
Yeah,
hold you to that commitment regardless if you come back and say, look, I only need half of those now. My client let half of their end users go. They say they don't care. They're like, we don't care. you
yeah,
you you signed up for that many licenses, you have to pay for those
yeah.
licenses. So it's frustrating. So that's great to hear that your organization doesn't work that way. So I love that. I love that. So let me get to my next question because I like to
Sure,
stay on track here.
sure.
Um, how does BDR Suite address common MSP points such as ransomware, and what strategies does it use to mitigate these type of threats? Because you as you know,
Yep.
cyber threats are it's not it doesn't seem to be slowing down, right? It's not slowing
Yes,
down. So,
yes.
what are you guys doing over there?
The first thing I would like to share you is that ransomware is inevitable. You cannot
Yep,
avoid it.
yep,
There
yeah,
is two things,
yeah,
yeah, two things you must understand: the prevention and the bounce back.
yep,
So you can try to prevent the ransomware, so you can follow all those security measurements to ensure to avoid any ransomware. That helps you anyway. So
yep.
you have to train your employees. You should have strict rules. You should have a proper software to protect your infrastructure against ransomware. Everything can be done, but again, in my experience, I do see there are employees, those who used to those bring their own flash disk and just insert it in their office machine, laptop or computer. Then boom, that's all. And
Hmm.
I do also see there are few employees intentionally delete their entire Microsoft Office 365 admin account, including their boss email. And even
Hmm.
from the trash, it's kind of complete erase. It's kind of
Hmm.
intentional. So it can be a ransomware, it can be a disaster through it can be a natural disaster, it can be a disaster by any employee. End of the day, you're gonna lose the data. So
Hmm.
if you
Hmm.
lose the data, the business, so you're gonna the business is going to be disrupted. So you have to make sure first thing, you have to prevent the ransomware by having so when you do the backup is kind of an insurance where where it should help you to recover the data, critical data, after you hit by a ransomware or after you lose the data. So that is why you do the backup. So
Mm.
when you do the backup, you should remember, you should have to check that backup periodically, whether you will be able to recover the data, and you should have to ensure every day that the backups are happening, really happening. You should have to see the reports, And you should have to keep at least a couple of copies of the backup data. One should be on premise, one should be on any public cloud. So it's kind of these things are the prevention. So if you have all those stuffs readily available, yes, at least you have the backup data and you can perform the recovery. This is this is one thing you should do. And but as I told, it's inevitable. Ransomware is inevitable. You might
Yep.
I mean, your data get corrupted or your data get encrypted. So what I would say is, how fast can you bounce back from the ransomware? That is
Yep.
my question. So
Yep.
for that, what we do is we provide multiple options. Like so, you can actually, using our software, you can have a disaster recovery site readily available, or you can actually have a backup server deployed on Linux machine, which is least targeted,
Yep.
for the ransomware. Or you can actually have your backup software running as a container on a Docker, and you can have a storage attached to it, and you can isolate other network other I mean the second network from your data center. And the bounce back, as I told so we provide instant boot of the backed up virtual and physical machine as a VM. So you have endpoints like laptops or servers as a physical machine, and you have VMware virtual machines, Hyper-V virtual machines. Okay, so you ransomware hit and everything got encrypted, and your backup data is good, because using our backup software, you can instantly boot everything as a VM on VMware or Hyper-V or KVM. I would
Hmm.
say instantly. The backup data is still encrypted, compressed, and deduplicated, stored on your storage, NAS box or sandbox, or even the remote location. You will be able to still boot all those machines as a
Hmm.
VM right away, and you can start working on it right away, because we do have technology to back up them right away, immediately. When you once you boot the machine, you can start working on it. On the back end, you can perform the recovery simultaneously. When you work on it, you can actually perform the recovery back to the either source machines or new hardwares. You can do that.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
even it works for physical machine as well. So you have physical
Okay.
machine, you can boot it as a VM just instantly within few minutes. Then you can start working on it. So that is how we designed our solution. And also we provide option to store one copy of the backup data into immutable storage devices. Like Wasabi provides immutable storage target, and Amazon S3, Azure, Google Cloud, any immutable storage, you can use that. All, or you can actually, if your environment is highly protected, like I say, we do have government clients, and we do have facilities which doesn't even get internet connectivity. For that, those type of environments, we provide air gapped licenses. Okay, so that particular backup server don't need to be connected to internet to activate the license, kind of thing. So we provide a complete solution for air gapped environments, as well as we do provide a backup, I mean, data archival for the tape as well. So tape is one of another safest option. Nowadays, I do a couple of months back, I do see one of our client got hit by ransomware. They are huge SAP based service provider. SAP, they provide SAP services, and they got hit by ransomware. But
Hmm.
fortunately, they had a copy on their tape that helped them to. I mean, they actually become live in a couple of days.
Wow.
Still,
Wow.
yeah, still, I do see tape is helping many of our customers to bounce back from ransomware, but it takes time. It takes time. But
It
as I said,
does.
how fast can you recover the data? I mean, bounce back from ransomware is like, how do you design your disaster recovery solution? So that is why we provide education to all of our MSPs periodically, through webinars, through partner sessions, and through meetings. We do attend technology conference. So whenever we get a chance to talk to MSPs, we recommend them to think about a disaster recovery scenario, and to think about creating a disaster recovery site with all those options. You should have to have hit a button to just bring back all those machines temporarily, and then you should actually, even at least important missions, and you can actually give access to your customer. They would be happy. So that is how you should design your solution. So that is what I say. So you have to prevent. If you got hit, you should bounce back from the ransomware as quick as possible.
Absolutely. I had uh two clients over the past 20 years. Two clients were prepared for ransomware.
Hmm.
And one, well, sorry, One was not prepared, the other was. The one that wasn't prepared took 2 weeks for them to recover data,
Mm-hmm.
and the other took a day,
Mm-hmm.
because we had done backups upon backups, and we had the infrastructure in place so they could easily recover. But let me tell you, the client that was down for 2 weeks, that was extremely painful. We had to rebuild their environment from scratch,
Absolutely.
and it was a lot of pain. But we were able to get them back up within 2 weeks. I've heard of other firms being down for weeks, right?
Yeah.
And some will never recover. Some will eventually go out of business.
True.
So you definitely need something in place so you don't have these type of worries. It's like having insurance. I don't know what India do you live in, is are you from India? Do you live in
Yes,
India?
yes, I live in India. Yes.
Now, are you required to have car insurance?
Yes, that is
Okay.
mandatory.
It's mandatory over here in the United States also. And that's how I view backup. It's like an insurance policy. You don't ever want to use it, but
Mm.
if there's a catastrophe, a disaster, you want to have that insurance policy in place, because you want to be ready. You need to be ready, because if not, you could lose your business. And if you don't have insurance out here, you could lose your property, you could
Mm.
lose your livelihood, everything you've worked so hard for. And nobody likes paying for insurance, but we have to. We have to pay for
True.
it.
Yeah, true. And I can see that, So yeah, whenever I talk to I mean, I would say this is common across IT businesses. I mean, it's not the MSPs, but very small IT businesses. When I talk to them, they don't think. I mean, to spend money on backup. Okay, it might be as little as on their IT budget, but they still hesitate until they hit by a ransomware. So
Yep.
when they experience it, they understand, okay, the gravity of the problem, and once again they plan for the backup. Okay, so that's why I say, so you have to prevent it, and you should have a proper backup mechanism. And again, it should be a proper one. You should have to think about all those options, like say, it's not like you just install a software and you do the backup. You should have to
Hmm.
check periodically whether your backups
Yep.
are happening, or you
Exactly.
can you recover the data. That's what
Hmm.
that's how you have to prepare your disaster recovery scenario.
And what is your vision for the future of MSPs and their role in this ever? You know how it's evolving. The IT
Yeah.
landscape is always changing. How do you see that with the
Mhm.
MSPs?
Sure. MSPs are actually managing the mixed workloads. It's again increasingly, it's increasingly, I see in near future, so it's going to be like multiple mixed of environments. See, their customers might have machines running on premise, on VMware or Hyper-V, or few might be on Proxmox or any free hypervisors, or it might be on a cloud, any public cloud, private cloud, or
Hmm.
they might use thin clients. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a mixed environments. So a decade back, it was not the scenario. It was
Hmm.
like a physical Windows servers, or few Linux machines, or Mac machines, or very few virtual machines. But now you could
Hmm.
see it's kind of a mixed of, increasingly they are going to manage mixed workloads. So every MSP should prepare for those transformation. So they should have, and again, I say, I'm talking about not only talking about the backup perspective. I'm saying that, like, say, they have to think about IT service for mixed, hybrid or multi-cloud environments.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
how they are going to manage the environment centrally, all those mixed environments centrally, and how they are going to protect data which is spread across all those mixed environments. So they have to think about everything. So that is what we see. So they should learn how to manage multi cloud or hybrid environments. And the most important thing is cybersecurity. So it's not going to become, so as we were talking about ransomware, so day and day you could see more and more ransomware attacks. So it's
Mm,
not going to stop. It's not going to stop at any time. So it's going to increase. So you should have to, they should have to have advanced tools and advanced, practices, and they should have to secure their customers' data. And also they should know the compliances, so every
yep.
country now imposing more and more compliances. So they have to stay on top of all those compliance. Okay, they should know, because so for all those compliances as a backup software, we have to provide features to comply, help the MSPs to comply on all those compliances. And they should also uh, how to work on all those compliance related thing. And the next thing is kind of an automation. So
Mm,
they should really look at automating all their workloads or services, whatever I would say. Say for example, they cannot manage every of their customers requirement with the resources, so
mm-hmm,
because at any small IT, I could say, simply say, at least they use 30 to 40 applications to run an
mm-hmm,
IT, you know
mm-hmm,
so it's like automating many of them should help them to scale their service offerings and reduce the operational cost. So they should have to focus on automation. So that's another thing they should have to focus. And AI. So we cannot complete this podcast without talking about AI. So because we have started looking at AI,
yep.
as a backup software vendor. So the first thing where we have no, we have actually we are now using OpenAI. OpenAI's latest version to educate our knowledge base articles and user guide, and it's now responding to our support agents with proper responses. Like it's actually, we have thousands of knowledge base articles and the user guides. It actually
Mm,
helping them as help our support agents, support engineers, to look at the right knowledge base article. And it help us to improve our productivity in terms of the R&D, as well as software development, as well as providing support to our MSPs. And I would see MSPs should also look after the AI, and they should try to use um, on their day-to-day services. So it should help them to automate many of their day-to-day tasks. See, I'm saying the
mm,
entry level. I'm just talking about the entry level, but that helps
sure.
them to reduce the operational cost, as well as scale their services.
Mm,
So
mm.
this is how we see the future of MSPs.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great to hear. Um, well, we've already talked about how flexible your model is when it comes to licensing options. What is the price range for entry level on-site and cloud backup solutions? Is that something you could share today? Because these guys, they get you can entice more people with your
Mhm.
pricing.
Yeah, sure,
So
definitely. Yeah, I,
what
I
would
would I
what
would love to. Yeah, this is the most interesting question. So I'm actually waiting to share the product pricing. Yeah, as I told you, we are the most cost-effective backup solution. You can see our list price for endpoint backup, the desktop backup. It might be file level backup, or it might be image level backup, which is $1 a month. I'm talking about the list price, $1 a
okay.
month for the endpoint.
Okay.
And from that, MSPs get default MSP discount, and based on the volume, they get additional discount from that.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also for Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace backup, that's again $1 per user. So includes all user mailbox, Google Drive, that OneDrive or SharePoint sites, or the Teams. So it's a $1
Hmm.
user. And for the server operating workloads, as well as the virtual machines, it's around $4.8 a month per machine.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
it's all server workloads. It's all for the server workloads. So we
Okay.
just categorize those machines into workloads into three. Okay, the endpoint servers, the users. That's all.
Okay.
So that's what we
Okay.
classify. It's very simple. And for MSPs, as I told you, there is no monthly commitment, there is no contract, and there is no upfront payment. So they can just start evaluate the software, then they can just they can start minimal, and based on their business, they can just increase the workloads they want to protect with BDR
Interesting.
Suite. Yeah,
That's
and again,
great.
as I told you, no edition. There is no
Okay.
edition at all. It's one edition.
Okay.
That's
Awesome. Awesome. That's great to hear. Because, like I was telling you, these guys they have their tight budgets, but this is this is very aggressive pricing, and I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in talking to you about what you have to offer. So I really appreciate you making time for me today, because you've shared quite a bit. It was very educational, and I want to share your website, which is www.vembu.co. Is that right? Co?
it's Vembu.com.
Oh,
COM.
Vembu.com. Okay, I'm glad I asked, because I was looking at I got that domain for some reason wrong, but it's
It's
Vembu. It's V as in Victor, E as in Edward, M as in Mom, B as in boy, U as in umbrella.com. So feel free to visit Vembu.com, reach out to Naga, and ask away your questions. But we're we're so happy to have had him join us today, because it was very enlightening and educational on what they have to offer. And to compete with the big boys, they're doing something right. So, any last thoughts you'd like to share, Naga?
Yeah, sure. So, and again, see, everyone, you can visit Vembu.com, as well as see our product for the MSPs. It's a BDR Suite. So you can also visit BDRSuite.com. So there is also the website that gives you the downloads and pricing information. And again, once again, you can actually talk to our team, or you can call, you can chat, you can email to us to know more about our product, or you can just visit our website and download the software. It's a full feature trial, no restriction. You don't need to add any card. You can just directly download the software, and you can start evaluating the software. And
Awesome.
Fernando, thanks for your time, and thanks for having me in the podcast. And again, it's I really enjoyed it. Thanks.
Yeah, and I enjoyed having you as our guest. I hope we get to talk to you again. I would like to, just stay on the line, because I'm going to close this out. I just have a couple more questions for you. But
Sure.
to everybody listening, thanks again for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member on the MSPcorner.com. Please share our link with the CEO who will find this conversation, our website information beneficial to their business. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with the CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.